Growing up, Ella Thompson always remembered how comforting her grandmother's home smelled, like a mix of rose water, lavender talc, and a hint of warm spices. But as she got older, that distinct scent changed. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it was different. It lingered longer on her grandmother's clothes and furniture. She later learned what many would casually and sometimes rudely refer to as old people smell. But what exactly causes that scent? And more importantly, how do seniors manage it after the age of 65 with grace and confidence? Ella, now 67, sat on her front porch in Oak Ridge, Oregon, sipping her peppermint tea. She laughed to herself as her grandson, Jake, ran up to her with a wrinkled nose and said, "Grandma, your house smells like the thrift store again." At first, it stung, but then curiosity took over. Ella decided she wanted to understand this better, not just for herself, but for others her age who might feel self-conscious, embarrassed, or even unaware. The truth is, old people's smell isn't a myth. Scientifically, it's real, and surprisingly, it's not about hygiene or personal neglect. It's a natural biological process. According to Dr. Michael Langston, a geriatric specialist from Denver, the unique scent is often caused by a compound called 2-nonenal. As the skin ages, it produces more of this compound due to the breakdown of omega-7 unsaturated fatty acids, which increases after the age of 40 and especially post-65. Interestingly, 2-nonenal has a greasy, grassy, or waxy smell that tends to be more noticeable in older adults. Dr. Langston explains that as people age, their skin's natural ability to regenerate declines. That, combined with hormonal changes, oxidative stress, and slower metabolic activity, leads to a shift in body odor. It has nothing to do with being unclean and everything to do with time and biology. Ella began to notice these subtle changes in herself, how her clothes retained scent longer, how her skin didn't feel the same, and how certain perfumes she once loved no longer blended well with her natural body chemistry. But instead of feeling defeated, she got proactive. She started by changing her diet. "I didn't want to just mask a smell. I wanted to feel fresh from the inside out," Ella explained. She cut down on red meats and fried food, and added more leafy greens, citrus, and whole grains. Hydration also played a huge role. Drinking at least 8 glasses of water daily helped flush toxins from her body. Another change came from switching her soaps and detergents. She started using gentle, unscented cleansers that targeted skin pH balance and didn't dry her skin out. Products containing green tea extract and charcoal were particularly effective at neutralizing odor without adding overpowering perfumes. Ella also made small lifestyle changes. She ensured she aired out her home daily, opening windows, using air purifiers, and placing bowls of baking soda in stuffy areas like closets and under furniture. The fabrics in her home, couches, drapes, and bedding got regular washes or steam cleanings. Her friend George Miller, 72, shared a different approach. He swore by regular sauna visits at the community center and gentle exfoliation using oatmeal scrubs. "It's not about looking young," he told Ella one afternoon. "It's about feeling clean and alive." George's father, Harold, lived to be 96 and managed to maintain a fresh, earthy scent even in his final years. He used to rub lemon peels on his hands and neck. George chuckled, said it kept the death scent away.
Turns out he was sort of right.
Citrus oils help neutralize nonenal. Ella found comfort in knowing she wasn't alone in this journey. She formed a small group of neighbors, retirees like herself, who met every Thursday to share tips, homemade deodorant recipes, or just stories about aging. They called themselves the Fresh Start Club. One member, Doris and McKinley, 74, shared how she had battled feelings of shame after overhearing her own daughter whisper about her smell. "I cried that night," Doris admitted. "But then I said to myself, shame won't fix it. Action will." She started with apple cider vinegar soaks and ended up loving a handmade soap with goat milk and tea tree oil. "Now my daughter asks what perfume I use," Doris laughed, "and I tell her it's just me." The psychological impact of odor can't be understated either. Many seniors begin to isolate themselves socially once they start feeling insecure about how they smell. But by understanding the source and adopting manageable, natural solutions, many like Ella, George, and Doris regain their confidence. Even simple wardrobe changes made a difference. Ella started wearing more breathable cotton clothes instead of synthetic blends. "I never realized how polyester traps scent," she said. "It's like wearing a plastic bag around your skin." Other helpful habits included regular towel washing, rotating shoes, and even skipping heavy perfume sprays, which can actually mix poorly with aging skin oils. Instead, Ella used essential oil diffusers in her home, choosing light scents like lavender, eucalyptus, or orange blossom. There's also an emotional element here. Scent is memory. For children and grandchildren, the smell of an older relative often becomes part of their personal story. Sometimes, what people label as old people smell is really a blend of things like worn leather furniture, cooking spices, aged wood, and old books. It's comforting and nostalgic for many, just misunderstood for others. Ella had this exact realization when Jake, her grandson, stayed over for the weekend. After a night of watching movies and playing board games, he climbed into bed and mumbled, "Your house smells funny, Grandma, but also like you." "I like it." She smiled in the dark. That moment stayed with her. As the years passed, Ella continued her journey of aging with grace. She remained active, curious, and attentive to the small things, like the scent she left behind on a sweater or the way her home welcomed guests. She realized that what mattered most was how she felt about herself, not how others perceived her. The Fresh Start Club eventually grew beyond Oak Ridge. Seniors from nearby towns joined their gatherings, and eventually, Ella was invited to speak at wellness centers and nursing homes. She never gave a lecture without saying, "You are not your scent, but if you want to change it, you absolutely can." Today, the conversation around old people's smell is becoming more compassionate and informed. More dermatologists, nutritionists, and product developers are recognizing the unique needs of aging skin and bodies. New lines of skincare and hygiene products are being tailored specifically for the over 60 population, not just to mask odor but to promote health and dignity. Ella's story, and those like hers, serve as a gentle reminder that aging isn't about fading, it's about evolving. Every change, even those as intimate as scent, tells a story. And those stories deserve to be told without shame. So the next time someone mentions old people smell, perhaps they'll think of Ella, George, and Doris, not as punchlines, but as pioneers of grace, courage, and self-care. Because the truth is, with the right knowledge and attitude, every senior can manage aging's changes, including its scents, with confidence and pride.